Hi, I'm Steph. Hi. Um, Today is my birthday. I'm 30. I'm trying to keep on a brave face. It's not easy. My life, it hasn't been an easy ride. I suffer from mental health problems. It is the main reason why I don't have my children with me. I have two boys. Both live with their dads. I have autism that I was diagnosed with when I was 16, and I have psychosis, which I was diagnosed December 2017. Just gone. I've got a brother. He is the only family left I have apart from my two sons. As my mum passed away December 2017 from a heart attack. Although I say heart attack, but I think maybe she died of a broken heart because she was refused in being able to see her grandson Jake. I don't know why, but I'm only going on by what she's told me and what I've seen. She was a good grandma as well. She did have Jake overnight sometimes, but it stopped, and I don't know why. She suffered with physical disabilities. She had Raynaud's disease, vasculitis. She suffered with spina bifida. She was born with spina bifida, and she had to have her legs amputated when we were little. She's suffered her whole life in agony and pain, and a lot of psychological torment from her own childhood. She apparently, what she told me, she was abused by her brother. One of her brothers made fun of her, bullied her, taunted her, treated her like crap and made her feel really bad about herself. And she blamed her mum and dad for it. So her life's not been easy. But I was abused myself as a child. I was molested by my brother's father, who at the time I thought was my real biological father, and I found out later on that he wasn't my real dad. And to this day, I don't know where my real dad is. He probably doesn't give a damn about me because he's never asked or wanted to ever find me. So I don't know what his take is at all. Only actions speak louder than words, don't they? So that's why I see it. He just wasn't there. So I was raised in a hostile environment. Aside from the sexual abuse going on, my mum, she didn't know what was going on. She was shocked when she found out, and I didn't know whether she still loved me at that point, because our relationship took a turn for the worse. We fought a lot. She did not believe what happened to me was true, despite the fact that my brother's dad, he went to court and he pleaded guilty. I don't know whether my mum forgot all about it, suppressed it, as you can do when you're dealing with psychological trauma. And maybe she thought she failed me in some way. There's nothing I can say to that. If I'm honest, I think she did fail me, but I know it wasn't her fault, really. I had a very difficult relationship with my mum. It was on and off. Or shall I say, she I felt never believed in me. Any idea that I had, anything I wanted to do, as we all have dreams, she always said that, oh, yeah, I don't think you can do that, and not sure about this. I felt like she never had faith in me, and I felt like my mum, she was controlling. I know parents are protective over their kids, I get it, but I did feel sometimes trapped with her. Almost like I was in a cage, which I wasn't. She never abused me or anything like that. She was a good mum. She tried her best. But school, when I went to school, that wasn't easy. I was bullied through all of school. I was quiet. I kept to myself. I did have a few friends, but most of the time I liked to isolate myself, and didn't really like talking to anybody. I felt alone and lost. When my mum found out of me being abused, obviously she didn't know how to take it, and she didn't believe me. Like I said, our relationship was awkward, very awkward. I felt like I had to tread on eggshells around my mum. Didn't want to upset her. and I knew how much pain she was in, so I always kept all this stuff to myself. I never really spoke to my mum about the abuse. We never actually had a proper talk about it. It's kind of like one of those things you just brush under the carpet, and that's basically what happened. When I say I was raised in a hostile environment, it was hard growing up without a father figure there. Most of the time, me and my brother would be playing in our rooms. We'd always been in our rooms with the TV, game console, and that was my safe space, my safe haven, where I could be myself. I never did the emotional stuff when I was a child. That was part of my problem. As I said, I've got autism. My personality, you couldn't really tell what I was thinking, what I was feeling. I was unable to express myself through facial expressions. It's something to this day that still happens. I suppress my emotions. I can turn them off like that of a vampire. It's easy, and I can block out trauma, but I have now at least learnt to control my emotions better. I've learnt to recognise the stuff as what happened to me when I was a child, with how I am today. There's a lot that's gone on with me. All I can say is I'm not happy at all. Every day I feel this void, this emptiness. I have support workers, but I'm still feeling I'm on my own. I've been through quite a lot of ordeals in the last 3 years. When I was a teenager, I was fine. I started becoming out my shell. I did start getting confident, and my personality did change when I met my first boyfriend. We were together about 6 years. His family's amazing, and we had no problems at all. He's a really good guy. the reason why we split was because, well, I wanted to move out of my mum's place, and I did ask him whether or not he wanted to move in with me, because I did find myself a flat, but he obviously wasn't ready at the time. So that's what happened there. Then I met my next boyfriend. His name is Nick. And well, it was good. It was good, but it had problems. We were together about 6 years again, or 5. 6 or 5, I don't know. Anyway, he's the father to my oldest son, Jake, who's 4. Today, not today. It was 4 April 2018. Just gone. Now, I wasn't the perfect girlfriend, I admit to that. Some men, I think, expect you to become some kind of domestic goddess, cleaning and making sure the dinner's on the table, that sort of thing. For me, I wasn't that person. I did try. I believe I tried, but he might say different. But that is typical. I expect that he would be negative or criticise me on every single thing, because that's who he is. I'm not gonna talk about the actual relationship itself, because I don't think there was problems, but as such, but at times I did feel like I was being emotionally bullied by him. We had a dog. His name was Benji. And I did give him walks and stuff. But not all the time. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I say I'm not perfect. When I had my first flat, I think I kept it tidy. It was tidy. It was just me and my dog. And life was great. Life was really great. I moved to an area called Bartley Green. I liked the area because the countryside around there. I felt, as soon as I moved out my mum's house, I felt free. I felt like a cage had suddenly opened and the bird was finally released. That's how I felt. I think that's why I found it hard living with my mum, because of what happened. we never moved, and that's why I found it hard to do things. But when I moved to Bartley Green, I was really good. I got my first dog, and we lived together for about a year and a bit before until I met Nick. My friend at the time, her name is Natalie. we become best friends, and she was like a sister to me. I loved her very, very much. She was my, I think, first real friend I had since I left school. And she helped me to get me out of my shell, because I wasn't a confident person. She was there for me, and I was there for her. I used to help decorate her house just after a baby was born, or just before a baby was born, with her dad. We'd go clubbing, we'd do everything together. But she now, Natalie, and she's now with my ex-partner Nick, and my eldest son Jake is living with them. Not something I had in mind. There ain't words to describe how that made me feel. As I said, I've got mental health problems. When they got together, that was the start of I think that was the start of my mental health issues declining. I felt like as though I lost my best friend, somebody I loved, and my son. I had Nick and I, we split up in 2015. And it was amicable. We both agreed to it, that it weren't working. He said that we'd always be friends. Well, it doesn't feel like he's much of a friend, to be honest. Maybe it's because I had been mean to him, but only because I felt emotionally bullied by him. He put me down a lot, and my mum did that. She put me down a lot as well. He telling me I'm lazy, that Sorry, I'm struggling. I think that's all I'm gonna say for now. It's my birthday. I will put more on. But that's what that's what happened to me anyway. I say my other son, Callum, he lives with his dad, and we never got together. But I can say he's been an absolute rock. He's been my friend, and he's been there through what I've been going through. That no one should have to go through. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. But I will be keeping diaries, videos of my life and bits about my life and my feelings. And the reason for this is because I feel like there's a lot that's happened to me and been done to me. Unfortunately, my children are too young to understand. But I'd like them to know that I love them very much, and I hope that if they wanna know me, I hope one day that they find these and see for themselves what their mother's gone through. Anyway, whether or not they love me or hate me, I don't know. Anyway, that's me for now. Take care.